Yep.
I'm gonna share the stream to. Yeah, sweet. I'll just recreate it.
What time is it over there? 7 in the morning.
Yeah, we're at 7:24. Yeah, it's usually like more lighter in the outside, but yesterday it pissed rain, and today might be pissing rain as well.
How long have we got till we're live?
And we had Umbra on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh no, I was watching.
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Bro, legendary, bro. We got two of the brothers from Infinite. Oh, come on, I love it.
Yeah, no, I was watching that one. I was there.
Oh, no way.
I didn't chat, but I was just watching. So, like a lot of people watch each other's stuff and don't say anything in the chat. Sometimes they do. Yeah, I was. I was under a completely different name and watching Dealer for like a couple of years before I didn't even say anything. I'd watch them late or I'd like on demand, or I'd watch them like whenever, or be in the live thing. But I didn't say anything for ages, man. I fucking miss that, dude. Yeah, he's off everything, bro. He's going. Yeah, man. There's nothing wrong with he's nothing. I wish him the best, because he's doing what is good for him, which is good. But for the community, I think the community really benefited from having him around. But I think he would have brought down some of the craziness that we see.
There you go.
Yo, everyone. It's your boy Taz, and it's the other brother Ink, and we actually have the man, the myth, the legend. We've got Riskit on the other line. How we doing, boys?
There you going, guys?
Mate, I tell you how I'm going. Technical difficulties, that's where I'm going. Oh god, it's happening again. Oh, it's alright.
Sorry for the lackluster intro. I had to look to my right side because my wife, she had her blanket come over like that, and I was like, oh shit.
She's getting ready to attack, mate. You gotta be on the.
Oh man.
You gotta have one eye on her as well.
We've got Ink producing the show, and then you have my wife in the background being the director. Midway, she was just. You're like, go to the next topic.
She's gonna throw a sandal at your head or something, If we see that, I'll go to gameplay on the full screen, and we'll try to avoid the sound for a little bit because we know you're getting bashed, but it's alright.
Before, when I used to do Twitch streaming before, my wife, I would be, because I used to do this thing where I would, for some reason at that time, I used to scream on stream for some reason. But anyways, one day, I had I think 15 or 16 people watching, and they saw a pillow come straight at my head. Boom. And I'm like, what the hell? How'd that come? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. My wife's born ninja or something.
No, Twitch days were like stupidity on another level.
Oh man.
Does she play? Does she game at all herself?
She used to. She prefers playing the PlayStation. She sees the Xbox. She's like, oh, and I'm like, too bad. That's the only thing in the house.
you're gonna have to convert her, mate. It's
Oh, bro, I got her to play it. It Takes Two, so she's in the mixed of it now.
yeah.
Yeah, she's
Mine won't. Mine doesn't like gaming, doesn't play gaming, doesn't want to have it like at all. She thinks it's that it's all nuts that how into gaming I am, but she'll get over it. Well, she won't.
It's
My wife,
all right. You don't want to be on top. I don't know what it would be like having a gamer as a missus anyway. It'd be weird.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes it'd be good, and then sometimes it'd be like bad because you want to. She's systems, and you're like, get off my system, man. Like, be more.
She's like, oh, do you want to play like a co-op game? No, fuck. Just let me just get on with the mates, and just play some Call of Duty or something. I don't want to.
And then she jumps on Call of Duty on her console, and she absolutely smashes the shit out of you. Like,
in front of your mates.
Mate, I used to surf. Like, I surfed for about 20 years, and I had a mate, and we talked about him. I was like, it'd be cool to have it'd be cool to have a missus that surfed, and he was like, nah, man. He's like, fuck that. Yeah. This is the where I come to get away from her. I don't want her out here too. Yeah. I was like, so I get that it'd be good, but there's obviously probably going to be bad things about it.
Yeah. I tried to influence, like, because soon, hopefully, I might be getting very good news in regards to like parenthood and stuff. What the hell's going on with my camera, man? But anyways, I tried to influence the wife. I was like, look, I might be a father soon. I think I need another controller. So, like, she was like, in the start, she was like, yeah, no. I'm like, look, when my kid gets older, I want them to game. So I was like, the best controller is the Elite Series 2. Well, it took me that maybe a week.
How old is it? It's not going to last more than a couple of years. I've never bought one because the cages snap on the inside. Like, everyone I've ever spoken to that's had an Elite, the cage snaps on the inside, and you can repair them and you can get a new cage and shit. Like, you can do that yourself. It's not too hard, but it's just that it's annoying. Like, I want them to. I've been waiting for them to make an Elite 3. Since about a year after they made the Elite 2, and I knew that they had cage issues. So I'm like, I'm not buying one until I get an Elite 3. But they just every year they haven't announced it, and then it looks like I can tell you now they're going to announce the that haptic controller that's coming.
I'm looking forward for.
But that's just going to replace the normal standard controller, isn't it? Or is it?
So what I've heard is that controller is tied to the next gen. So apparently they're not going to release a full edition to the next gen. But then I've also heard that they're showing it this year at the June showcase. So I'm like, two different sources. And I'm like, which one fucking is it? Because it doesn't make any sense to show it at the June showcase if they're not showing the next gen console. If they're showing the next gen console, then it makes sense. But I haven't heard anything about them showing the next gen console. And then when I asked the dude who said about the controller, he doesn't know anything about them showing the next gen console. So I'm like, fact. It's a funny thing about hearing shit. Like, I got a lot of shit for that Hellblade 2 comment, but it's true. It's a funny thing about hearing shit. Like, you don't control what you hear. You control what you put out. Like, so, but like the Hellblade 2. So Jez said, I say this because Jez said that there is no Hellblade 2 port being worked on currently. And this is the problem with a lot of people on Twitter, is you don't read exactly what he said. I never said it was being worked on. I said there is a Hellblade 2 port. And he said it's not being worked on currently. And I'm like, I know. Because it's already fucking done. They just need to polish it. And they're just polishing the Xbox version at the moment. And then they'll probably spend the next year polishing the PlayStation version. And then that'll go out. So I know it disappoints people and like people get angry about it. So if you release something good, like a good rumor, people are like, yeah. And then if you say they don't like, they're like, fucking, you're full of shit.
All I want to know is again, are they going to do like is it because Hellblade 1 didn't get DLC, so it's just a one and done game, so kind of probably won't be any better on PlayStation. It'll just be the same thing, right? Or is it going to get pro
I don't know.
features or?
I do not know. I am pretty fucking concerned because I know they've got Project Mara in the works and they've got Project in the works too. So I doubt there'll be a DLC.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty concerned that if their next pitch isn't good, that they get shut down. I don't know that. I'm just concerned. I'm fucking concerned for all of them. I'm especially concerned for Obsidian. I know. Is this a topic? Oh, we're getting
no. We go with the flow.
Yeah,
We go with the flow. Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty concerned that they about what they'll shut down because Obsidian's never been a big seller.
Yeah.
Ninja Theory's had some bangers and they have done some sales. So, but I don't know if Hellblade's like the game that's going to do sales. I think they've got to be smart about it. I think they're going to do like early access release. I think they should do that, even though I think that's predatory. And as a consumer, I fucking hate that shit because I will buy it.
So will I.
Yeah. It's like 3 days early access for like the full price of the game. I'm like, meh, guess I'm buying the game. And I should just get rid of Game Pass because I end up buying everything anyway. But then there's stuff on Game Pass I do play, like so I have to have that too. It sucks. So if they're smart with it and they can do shit like that and then do the early access sales, do all that sort of stuff, and try to make some sales that way, I think they might be all right. But look, there's no doubt that fucking Game Pass cannibalizes sales. It does. Like it's just common sense.
Yeah.
The stupid shit that we hear them say gets twisted. They're like, we make more game sales. Not of the game that you've got on Game Pass, but of other games because people are in Game Pass. But they don't say that bit. They just say we traditionally get more sales.
Well, that's how we purchase it. Like I mean, Tarzan's probably an outlier, but myself, if it's in Game Pass, I can probably hold back on purchasing that particular game unless I truly, really want to play it and I don't want to play anything else. And then it gives me more money to buy other games, which are right. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, all the third-party games that came out in 2023. I'll put it this way: we haven't had the example yet, right? Because but all the games that came out, I'll buy them anyway. Like I'll just buy them. I mean, I work, so I'll just buy every game that I want to play usually.
Yeah.
But if it's on Game Pass and first party, so I didn't buy Halo, and I would have. And then when they launched their content roadmap, I was like, you fucking get fucked. And then Forza 5, that game is fucking absolute fire.
Oh,
but then I'm trying to think, what game of that caliber? Because Halo was a fucking good game. I don't care what you
bro.
it was a fucking good game. Even the campaign was good. It's a bit sparse, and it could have been better. And they should have updated it and built on that world. They didn't do any updates for that fucking campaign. It still pisses me off because they've got a massive sandbox there. That's fucking it can't be that difficult to add to that sandbox and use assets you already have to build more stuff out in the campaign. Come on.
More islands and just different biomes and more quests and more missions, easily built upon. There was nothing stopping them because you could just, delve deep into the lore and just grab whatever you want and bring it in. Remember the original Slip Space trailer? They showed this fucking huge world and there's animals running around. It's where's the animals, bro? You could have done the animal update and people would have came back. Honestly.
If they just added into the world, added in assets into the world they already had, put a fucking level underground where you go do a mission, and then added the animal stuff in and just filled up the world with fucking trees and shit.
Yeah.
Then, it would have been helpful. I would have gone back for that, but they never did that. So
it's such a sandbox game. So they could have even said they could have done I mean, this is such a simple thing. I mean, we're seeing it with Starfield. Oh, there's a vehicle coming in. Man, they could have dropped, like, they could have said, oh, now you can fly some other type of vehicle. Or, you know, and that's an update. And, like, it brings people back, like, and just, like, release, like, DLC like that. Kind of like the No Man's Sky thing where they were like, this is what we're doing on this update, and this is what we're doing for that update, and it brings people back, man.
Yeah, but don't release it. Like, just release the game in its fucking entirety the first time.
Yeah.
Like, my fucking ass. Like, every time someone says, even Hellblade, when they're saying 30 frames is a creative choice. Oh, stop saying that. Just say, like, at this time, we cannot optimize the game so that it locks 60. Be honest. I would love someone to come out and say, look, at this time, we can't do that. We will look at it down the track, or we won't look at it down the track. Like, just fucking say that. Like, Redfall, I appreciated that their thing is like, at this time, we can't get 60 out of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, doing a 60 update, or don't launch the fucking game. Like, one of the two.
Yeah.
But the problem we haven't had with Game Pass, we haven't had like a massive cadence of first party, whereas it's saved me a lot of money, realistically. Like, I wouldn't have played a lot of the games. Like, there's one in there now. Also, like the crab game, I'll play that.
The crab game. That's how I know it as well. No idea what it's called, eh? I got no idea.
Bro, that crab game is more like a Souls-like game. I'm still stuck on the first boss.
Yeah, it's hard. And what's the other one? There's another one. Have a Nice Death. Like, I'll play. That's what I mean. That's what Game Pass is good for. That shit. Like, there's a lot of little games that go in there, or bigger games. Because I didn't play fucking Tomb Raider 2018. I thought I had. Like, I literally, like, thought I had. And people would ask me about it. I'm like, yeah, it was all right. I couldn't really remember it. Like, I'm like, yeah, it was. In like bringing up the like other Tomb Raiders, because the amount of games I've played, like, some people start talking about this part in the story, and I'm like, I don't remember that. But like, I didn't think I'd played it, so I booted that up. No, I thought I'd played it. I booted that up, and I was like, fuck, I don't think I played this. I'm like, hang on a minute. And I like checked my own games, and I'm like, I haven't played this. Fuck. All right, so I got to play through that, so that was good. Like, it's good for stuff like that. Like, it brings you games that are in your backlog or you never bought, or something like that. It comes through Game Pass. You're like, shit, I meant to play that, and I've got some time. I'll play that now. But like, you know, Zao, I've been playing that lately. That's a fucking good game. There's a lot of controversy around that Zao too. Fucking unbelievable.
Can't people just fucking play the game like they used to? Can you imagine, like, in like the late 80s, early 90s, someone at the arcade going, oh fuck, I don't want to play that game because it's got this type of character. Fucking, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? It's you're at the arcade, mate, playing games. Relax. Oh god.
Yeah, it's nuts. People like completely refusing to play a fucking game because contracting. I don't agree. So the shit that they said on Twitter is just fucking disgraceful. But also, like, I'm not gonna stop playing. There's so much to that. Like, I'm not gonna not play a game because a contracting company worked on it. I don't know what they've fucking done. Like, I don't know. Like, they might have just walked in, read the script, and gone, "Yeah, it's good. Give me my $500 or whatever it is that they pay them." Like, I don't know what effect they've had on the game or the fucking studio for me to make it an informed decision to say I'm not playing this game because of these guys. I don't even know who worked. Like, it's just there's nuance to that shit. Like,
majorly, yeah.
And people are like, just blanket, I'm not playing the game. I'm like, that Bubakar, God, I forget his last name.
The voice actor or the actor?
Yeah, he's the actor from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But he is a fucking good dude. And I was talking to him before his release. A lot of the guys had him on the podcast, but I was talking to him before release, and when that shit happened, right, with the first DEI stuff, the first SBI stuff that happened, the first wave of that bullshit, and Zao was the last, I was like, look, we need to have fucking diversity, but we need to do it right, because the way that it gets done is fucking shit sometimes. Like, don't go to the Little Mermaid and then race swap her out. She's a white girl with red hair. Yeah. Like, have a white girl with red hair. Like, but on the same token, don't go and get Blade and then put a white dude with red hair in as Blade. Like,
that'd be funny as.
like, that's fucking nuts, right? So, and that's the example I use when people are like, it's okay to race swap, and I'm like, well, is it? If we swap Blade, a white red-headed dude, is that okay? And they're like, no, and I'm like, well, then why the fuck is it okay to do it the other way around? It's not, right?
Yeah, it's right.
But I'm like, we definitely need diversity, and Zao was the game that I used as an example of like it being done right. Like, I'm like, this is an African dude making a game with African descent, making a game about an African mythology. Like, this is fucking perfect, man. It's coming from a place that is important to him, and he's putting, this is how we do diversity. Yeah. And then when it all kicked off, I'm like, you guys are fucking insane. Are you serious? Like, even if Sweet Baby Inc. had touched this game, like, look, what the fuck? He is an African guy. Bantu mythology game. Like, what is your problem? Like, this is what you've been asking for. And then that dumbass fuckwit turned, and I knew like that it wasn't just Sweet Baby Inc. that he had a problem with. And then he's changed his whole thing from Sweet Baby Inc. detected to diversity, equity, and inclusion detected, which has become a bad word for like. I'm an old school guy. I'm a Gen Xer, right? So, like, I grew up in the times where, you know, that you get away with like whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, my son's bisexual, and I would be sitting at the I'd be sitting playing COD, you know, when he was like youngerish, and I think, you know, 15 or something, and he had told me that he was bisexual. And I'd be screaming, and I won't say the word, but FAGGOT at the TV, right? I'd turn to him and I'd be like, no offense.
No offense. That's funny.
Because I'm a Gen Xer, right? So that just stuff was normal. It didn't mean what it means. It just meant like bad word on you, like dick or whatever, you know, like we didn't mean, nothing was meant by it. But, you know, and so I could easily swing to that way where like, oh, diversity and inclusion is bad. But it literally is what it says it is. It is diversity, which is nothing wrong with that. It is equity, unless you force it. Equity can be a little bit bad, depends on how you do it. But and inclusion, including people is not bad. Having a diversity of people is not bad. Equity can get fucked up, but at its heart, it's not bad. So like people make it into a bad word. It's just like, oh, it's fucking brain.
It's the lack of nuance in all of these subjects anyway, man. Like, people just, or they ride the bandwagon and they go in that direction because they see other people and it kind of makes sense to them, but they don't want to sit down and really truly think about it, you know? Have a think. What are you angry about? Like, what upsets you about it, you know? Like, all right, so for example, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? I'm a Greek guy. If they put another person in there, would I be annoyed? Yeah, kind of. But you know what? It's a fucking game. It's, you know, I'm just going to I'm chill about that, you know, or whatever. But they put a Greek guy. And they ended up saying they wanted the Greek girl instead. I'm like, of course you wanted the Greek girl instead, you assholes. Everyone preferred the female actress over the male. No one likes Greek men, mate. I'm upset. Guys, we need more games with Greek men in them. They're pretty good.
Yeah. Hit me up.
I always play as the dude because I'm like, I play the game. If I'm playing that damn thing, just went out. If I'm playing the game, like, then it's like supposed to be me. I'll fix that in a sec. But like, so I'm not a chick and I'm not playing as a girl unless like that's what it is in the game. Like, because that's just how I am. But like a lot of people, they did a poll on PlayStation players specifically about whether they prefer to play as a girl or a man, and it was like 60-something% of them prefer to play as a girl, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh, that's funny. It's so true. They love being the female in the games. I got mates that, like, we played like where it was like Enshrouded or something. I'm like, dude, why are you? Oh no, it was Power World, and he looked like an anime girl. I'm like, dude, why are you? And he's like, well, I prefer to look at the, you know, a chick instead of a guy. I'm like, I don't know. I play these games as a man. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
for
What do
me,
you pick, bro? What do you pick?
bro, yeah, it's a hard decision to make because you know the view from the. Okay, so I play as a man.
Tomb Raider or Uncharted? That's the question. That's the main question.
But that's Tomb Raider for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
But that's the thing. Like you like I don't have a problem with that either. Like if some dudes want to watch this ass swing backwards and forwards, but like realistically, you don't like really. I don't really look at that shit. I'm just playing the game what's ahead of me, you know. So like, I don't know. I mean, fucking Stellar Blade. It's hard not to look, man. Especially when there's like fucking shit bouncing everywhere, and you're like, "Whoa!" Like,
It's,
You know, it's another thing that I never understood when people brought up that narrative about the whole Sweet Baby stuff. People, even in the other games that had nothing to do with that, like the whole thing, they'll be like, "Oh, Sweet Baby detected." I'm like, brother, shut the hell up, man. But I'm gonna still play the game. I don't care.
Well, it depends on what. Like, it doesn't depend for me, but like, it should depend on your decision to play it or not play it. Should depend on what they've done. Like, I was playing Spider-Man 2. I was like, shit on me, bro. Like, I just want to play Spider-Man. Like, there's a mission, and me, even Umbra as well. So, Umbra's heavily. He would say he's like not fully left leaning, but he is fucking left leaning, right? And that's. I'm a centrist, right? So, and like me and Umbra are just fully aligned on this shit, which a centrist and a fucking left-leaning person should not align on Spider-Man 2. Like one of the missions was like, you got to fix a fucking projector so that this gay dude can ask this other gay dude to the prom. It's like, this is not a superhero fucking mission, bro. Like, I ain't swinging in.
It's when it's forced. And it's like, it's again like, but like in the same sentence, you're forcing me to do that, and then you're forcing me to do like boring missions. I had the same issue, and it's got nothing to do with diversity, but walking in the camp in fucking Red Dead 2, and you wouldn't let me sprint. Stop forcing people to do shit in games they don't want to do. Like, it's got nothing to do with diversity. It's, like, just let me fucking run around the camp. But
that game,
I didn't finish Spider-Man 2. Did you guys finish it? I couldn't finish it. I
finished it.
Oh, okay.
I got stuck in the start. I couldn't press triangle, and then I just I rage quit. Yeah, the game glitched, and then I wasn't able to, like, you know how when you're versing against Sandman and you are inside the building, and there's a place where you have to press triangle, and it wasn't giving me the option. I was like, nah, fuck this.
It was that game released actually with a bit of it's funny, like no one really spoke about it. It wasn't, but it released glitchy as, bro. Like it was fucking.
Oh no, there was all over the internet. Don't worry, we don't let that shit go. Like
I know the Xbox faithful. They were there.
One of my tweets went fucking proper viral because I got stuck on something and my dude started bouncing up and down like this, and I'm like, what the hell is this shit? And I'm like, record, and I was like, what is shit? And then it just went absolutely viral. And then there was the spider cube where you just turn into.
No, it's funny you say that. It was like popping up, but that's unheard of, right? Like, like Insomniac. Their previous games you wouldn't hear of glitches in their previous game, or wasn't?
No, they were pretty tight, but like the industry is losing it. I'll circle back to this actually because I'm going to say that. But fucking with Spider-Man's diversity, the Sweet Baby touch on that game, it was fucking obvious, and it was shoehorned in like. LBGTQ stuff and racial stuff, and fucking Mary Jane was ugly as shit, and she's supposed to be a super characters, and she got punched in the fucking chest, which would have exploded a titty, but like she got punched in the chest by fucking Venom and was fine. Not fucking it, man. Stop! Don't shoehorn that shit into the game. Like, don't do that. Like it. They sort of ruined that game. It could have been better. But I think the problem with when you talk about like why they pushed it out, was their release schedule was light, and they needed something, as well as I think Insomniac would have lost a little bit of this is going out on a fucking limb, but I think that's true across the industry, is I think they've lost a little bit of talent over time, as well as the entire industry is bleeding skills, because they're shutting down fucking studios, man. And like young people, it's 65. Actually, this is not true, but I'll tell you something after this. But normally in Australia for game dev, it's 65 grand for the first year of game dev to study it. And that's fucking a huge amount of money, right? To invest in an industry where you are almost guaranteed to be out of a job multiple times. So you're not bringing new skills in. And then two, like the guys who are fucking in it, game dev's very different to like app dev or something. It's not the same. They don't roll, like the skills that you build in game development aren't the same skills that you would use in like, you know, building websites and doing all that sort of stuff. But I'm not a tech guy, but I've been told this. Like, so if you have spent a long time in game dev, you can't just quickly transfer over to, it's like choosing a fork in the road. You go this way, you go that way. And if you get to a position that's, you know, mid-level, then you can't just transfer over. You would have to go back to the bottom and learn that again. And I think a lot of what's happening in the industry is forcing people over to the other sides where there is growth and there is job stability. And they'll go over there and they'll stick to coding apps and doing all that stuff because it didn't work out for them before they get to that mid-level job. So we're losing, you know, future skills doing what they're doing, and Xbox is not fucking helping that with what they've done recently. And understandably, for 3 of those studios, like I can explain 3 of those studios, and one of those studios, I'm like, make it fucking make sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Nothing that I've heard, nothing that anyone's said, nothing that I've ever talked about. That I can't make this make sense at all. Like, it doesn't make any.
Let me guess, is it Tango? Okay, it's Tango. Tango's the one I can't understand either.
I actually spoke to one of the guys that got dropped from one of the studios just to find out exactly what was the cause, and apparently they're still under NDA. These guys, they can't actually talk about it. Yeah, they for some reason, but
they're still employed. So the NDAs will run to a certain time, but they're also still employed. So the girl we were going to have on yesterday, she finally got back to me a day later. Like, I didn't realize it was live. I'm like, I told you what time, all right? And you said yes, you confirmed it. But she was like, she's under NDA until July 11th. So she cannot talk about anything. But this is the thing to do if you're a podcaster, is keep talking to those people, because they're not going to be under NDA. And then you can find out what the fuck happened. Like, you won't get it straight away all the time. Some guys, like I've got a guy in Bethesda who won't say much, but he occasionally says a little. And that's why I know that at the moment they're having like multiple meetings and shit that they're saying is not making sense. Like, I'm like, what are they saying? He won't say what they're saying, but he's saying that like the reasoning that they're giving for what's happening doesn't make any sense. And he gave me a list of 3 things that they said, but without saying that they said it. And I'm like, well, none of that makes sense. And he's like, yeah, does it make sense to you? And I'm like, bro, you fucking work there. You would know better than me. I'm like, me for.
I see a lot of people more scared now that you got Tango and you got the other studios that went down. They're more afraid now that we have Blade and we have Thing coming out, that if they've let down Arcane Austin, will they do the same thing to Leon? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, Leon, they won't at all, because they've got a Marvel IP. So
sure.
Leon's safe because they're developing Blade. Plus, a lot of the developers from come on, Brain, from Dishonored
Yeah.
Dishonored 1 is over at Leon, because Dishonored 1 was worked on. That's when they split the studio, but they worked on. They both worked on that game, so it was like 50-50. I think Leon did a lot of the art direction, a lot of that sort of stuff, and then the sort of the more mechanical coding stuff was done by Austin. And did a fucking great job of that game. It wasn't it wasn't my type of game. I was like, it's never been my type of game, but I could see that why it was much loved, just a pity to lose that what happens to that experience, because Natasha, the developer, she's fairly new in the industry. She's sort of started in 2020 and she was a nurse.
Oh man.
And she's been already in her career. She's worked at Naughty Dog. She's worked at Naughty Dog, Arcane Austin. She has worked on Jedi Survivor. She's worked on Modern Warfare 2. So that's she's been at Respawn. She's been at I can't remember who made Vanguard, but I think it was the Aussie guys, unfortunately. And Infinity Ward. So she's been at a ridiculous amount of fucking studios.
Yeah.
In the space of a couple of years. That's what's happening to
all the young ones. You're right. It's funny. We can confirm that. We had Anthony, remember?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what dev it is, but example, you just go on their Twitter profile and it's 5 or 6 studios, and I'm 37, they're a lot younger than me. I'm like, how the fuck have you been at 4 or 5 studios? It's crazy. And it shows it's all contractual stuff, it's short-term stuff, it's like a game, the cycle of a game. Usually if it's an art person, they're only there for the period of time that they're needed for doing the art, unless they're making DLC or something. And then of course you got 343, the big contractual thing they had over there. It's like, how are you retaining talent? And how? Yeah,
it's not stability, man.
Stability, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. I also think it's some studios do things really well, right? And I don't know if you can hear that chair.
Nah.
Some studios creaking and groaning under my weight. Some studios do some things really well, right? And back in the day, the people at that studio used to stay there and do really well with what they were doing. So Arcane would have been immersive sims, right? Now it's just your leaders, have are left there. Your main people are left at the studio, and then the guys who handle the art department, they stay. And then it's also down to who they can get back in when they're properly in production and building the game. It's down to who they get back in. They might not get back in the guys who are as talented as the last game, and so you get a flop because they can't make all these new people that they got in work. It's no way to run a fucking industry, and it's not working, and it's not been working for quite some time. It's not completely broken, but it's headed for a I agree with. I was talking about a game crash, a gaming market crash 2 years ago, a year ago. You go find, there's a video of AAA on my come on brain, on my channel, and I was talking about a crash then. We're headed for a crash. It's gonna happen. It may not be as bad as the 1983 crash, but we're probably gonna have one. And it's gonna be bad. And how are they gonna bring it back? And I don't think my answer to the problem is make smaller games around your big AAA experiences, take the people that you're fucking firing and put them all together on a game. On a little game, give them a budget of $5 million, sell that game to Game Pass or a subscription service for $7 million. Then you've made your $2 million, you've made $2 million profit, you've kept people employed, and you've sold your game. And then they will just get better and better at what they do. And you give them a budget for $8 million, and then you sell it for $10 million or $15 million to Game Pass or whatever it is. You keep fucking cycling that. The biggest studios, which EA Originals, Ubisoft's little studio thing that they. Xbox was supposed to be, I thought, the fucking answer to that, the doing this. But now, based on this move, when they shut down Tango, I'm like, well, obviously I was wrong. Does that fucking work or not? Because it doesn't seem like it's worked for them. And I think it would work if you manage it correctly. If you're not paying for the game development, then I think it would work. But I mean, I don't know what Hi-Fi Rush cost realistically, so I haven't even looked it up.
I thought it was quite expensive, wasn't it? Like, it was a big game for them, multiple years. Like, if you do the costs of developers and that, it starts going into that direction of being a big AAA game, doesn't it? Like a semi triple. Well, we got to stop probably using those terms, because something in between AA and AAA can still cost a shitload of money.
Mm.
Well, it depends on what you kind of sort of consider a shitload of money.
Fuck, mate, I don't know. Me paying my home loans a shitload of money. So, wrong guy to ask.
I can't really find anything, and like I don't think anyone has any hard and fast
information about it
on how much it costs. But I can't imagine it would have cost that much. Like when you talk about AAA budgets, I think 300 million. That's like 300 million, and then maybe another 50 to 100 million for marketing, unless you inclusive. Like, so I think your bigger games are normally anywhere from 200 to 400 million, and that's like I don't think fucking Hi-Fi Rush got anywhere fucking near that number. Like, not even close. I think that the cost of that would have been like maybe at a stretch 50 million, like maybe at a stretch. And you got to remember that came out a year after Ghostwire.
So long was it?
Yeah, so that wasn't developed in a year, but they were doing it in tandem, in conjunction, whilst they were doing Ghostwire Tokyo as well. So, like,
do we think it's because of Ghostwire then? Maybe because of the cost. Because if you spread the costs over the two games, I don't think Ghostwire made money.
Yeah, it didn't do well, I don't think. But that's also a studio that's learnt lessons, and like just put out a big AAA and a smaller AA, and like one wasn't successful, one was successful. Like, who's to say if they hadn't let them go, that the next one that they put out, like they could go and develop two more and go do a AAA and do Hi-Fi Rush 2. You know what I mean? Hi-Fi Rush 2 probably would have done better numbers than Hi-Fi Rush 1 because like everyone knew what it was, right? You know, like, so it would have done better numbers, and then take less of a risk on your big AAA. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense the way that for long-term health of Game Pass, for long-term health of Xbox, for like, it just looks like short-term pain for short-term gain. Like, that's what it looks like, and it's not how I believe Xbox were running their business, and that's what really disappointed me. Is like, well, fuck. You're just like, you're going to now behave like every other thing. It's because not like they're being any different, but everyone thought they were better. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think that's where the disappointment lies then, is because everyone thought, well, if you got the money to do this and this and this, then they should be the one propping up the rest of the industry, because like, one, if they're healthy, everything else can kind of ease off and settle. But it was only like a week ago Take-Two did the same thing. They shut down like the Roller Drome devs, like two of their private division like gaming studios that made pretty successful games got shut down. And I think it just was like a fart in the wind. No one really kind of who's
the parent car? 2K. That's 2K, isn't it?
Yeah, 2K. Yeah, Take-Two. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, private division have produced some pretty decent fucking games.
Oh,
so
I love their shit, man. I love their shit.
That's their AA sort of arm, I think. Publishing.
No Rest for the Wicked, which has just come out early access. That's private division.
which looks bloody awesome. But anyways,
It's fucking great. Yeah.
I played it, and it's because you can play. I don't have a PC, but you can play.
GeForce Now. I saw your post and I was like, he's playing it on GeForce Now.
Yeah. And it was not bad, not great. It's not perfect like the actual experience, but the game, I think, will be really good. It's not awesome. It's not bang on yet. It's close.
Yeah.
I can't see what it's not telling me which bloody games that they've. Outer Worlds, one of them.
Yeah, that was Private Division. Yeah, see there.
Yeah. No Rest for the Wicked. What do we got? They got Outer World, Tales of the Shire.
Yeah.
Coming. That Kerbal game that's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, Kerbal Space Program. Yeah. That I think they were the ones that got shut down, but they put up a post saying they're still working on the game, which was weird to me. I was like, it was a head scratcher. Like, are they like?
It's in early access, I think.
Yeah,
you talking about Kerbal?
Yeah, Kerbal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in early access, so I think that it's.
But I thought they were the ones that got shut down for a second. I might be wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure that was what they are the ones.
Yeah. So are they just
laid
going
off.
to work on it for free? That's all. I mean,
no money included.
maybe the way Private Division are doing it is like we're going to honor the contract or something. You know.
Yeah, probably.
Finish the game first and then you're done.
But I think what they mean is that Private Division's no longer going to support them.
Yeah.
And then they'll continue to do what they need to do. But yeah, like Rollerdrome, Ollie World, Hades, they've produced that horrible game Ancestors. Yeah, they've done a bunch of pretty good games, man, and that's the other problem. It's like, oh shit, so we do good games, and if you make one or two bad ones, see you later. Like that means that eventually every studio will be gone. If you work under that assumption, like every studio makes a bad game. Every fucking studio, man, it happens.
You must be thinking, like, as a dev, how do we have? It's not how do we unleash our creative potential. It's how do we avoid getting shut down. Which means, are they going to do because risk it. I'm 37. I'm like, are they going to follow the trends of like some bullshit thing that's out at the moment? Just to make sure they make money, that might not be something I enjoy, or are they going to go, balls deep and make something that's fucking creatively brilliant that's not been done before, new IP or whatever it is? That kind of scares me because that could have a long-term effect on the industry too. Like if you see the way children are interacting with games now, it's like they love their fucking Roblox, mate, and they just play Roblox, and that's got more concurrent players than something like Jedi Survivor, which is to me the better game.
Yeah, but Roblox is live service, like really live service, realistically.
Yeah.
That's the fucking problem. Like Phil said it. He said it quite clearly in that roundtable thing that they did, or that podcast.
Yeah.
Like Xbox doing podcasts, right? But like when he said, we've found that games have become sort of their own platform. Like where Fortnite is so big, they're trying to turn that into a platform.
Yeah.
Roblox is a platform. It really is a platform because you can create shit in Roblox, and there's games within games, Inception games, right? Yeah. So in a world like that, like it's concerning. Like it's concerning for us, at this age. My thing is, like, make console gaming fucking cool again. Like these make it cool, mate. Like when we were kids, you had all the campaigns like Sega and like all that shit. It would make it was cool. Like, and like the classic Xbox fucking ad where they like fire a dude out of a fucking cannon, right? And then he like lands in his grave or something. I think that was an Xbox ad. But they used to make cool ads, like and push it and make it cool, but they're not doing that. And they're like, oh, there's no growth. Spend money on marketing. Like marketing departments don't exist because they're not needed. You know what I mean? They fucking exist because you need them. Like,
it's like, how do you get new customers? By marketing, maybe?
market the fucking thing.
Like, it's funny. Like, do they have to reach out to the? I know Microsoft use TikTok, which might be a good place, but for the non-gamer, like maybe the or the older person that might have the money to spend to buy the console, to buy Hellblade, where would you promote it? Like, in the cinemas maybe? Or on TV? TV used to be a thing. TV ads.
Are you? No, not really. But are you not anymore? But are you in Sydney? Is that where you are?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can tell by your accent. And where are you? Tarzan? Sydney?
I'm actually his neighbor. Legitimately neighbor. Next
So
door
If
house.
I reach over, I'll be in his room.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. So, have you guys seen any billboards?
Nothing.
Have you seen anything on the? Yeah. Have you seen anything on the side of a bus?
No.
When Ragnarok released and Spider-Man 2 released, did you see billboards and on the side of a bus?
They did something in Sydney. They did the Spider-Man, the dangling car and everything out in public. Yeah. PlayStation.
That's what Aaron needs to do. I keep saying to him, like, Aaron, do some fucking billboards, bro. Like, because, like, what's the thing people are saying? After COVID, more people are outside.
Yeah.
Well, put fucking advertisements outside then.
Yeah. Didn't they do the Warthog, Tarzan, for Halo? Didn't Halo get that type of treatment?
I can't remember actually, bro.
That in the game or something?
I can't remember, bro. The only game that I know that did do
Give
like
me 1 second. I'm gonna look that up.
the only game that I did notice that they went extremely hard with marketing in Sydney was for Starfield. They had
some events, didn't we?
Yeah, they had events, and they even had an Uber Eats van with Starfield on it, and you were able to buy it off the thing in the city. So they had like marketing going crazy for Starfield, but I don't see anything going out for Hellblade at the moment. Or I heard people saying that they've been to the cinemas and they saw an ad and stuff, but I haven't seen anything, not yet.
Yeah, well, I know they've got cinema advertising. They've got they're advertising on Reddit. Like, I know that he put up a post, Aaron Greenberg,
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not it, Aaron.
Yeah.
Fucking love you, Aaron, but stop fucking up, please.
How are you going to get the new players in, which is where the growth is, right? How do you bring them in? That's the question.
Dang, man. He said here we go. Yeah, a global paid media campaign started yesterday across YouTube, HBO Max, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit in feed promoted posts, search, and Samsung. Our special Iceland creator event is happening now, and we'll keep folks more posted on as more drops like cinema out of home. That's billboards and shit, brand partnerships, endemic gaming, site takeovers, Spotify, Amazon, etc. You had 2 weeks to fuck out, and no one has seen a billboard. And I literally posted like underneath, like, Aaron, billboards, please. If I see one in Perth, if I see it like on the side of a bus in Perth, because advertising in Perth is probably not worth your money. So if I do see one, like, job done. I know you've got it everywhere else. I know that there's fucking billboards and shit on the side of buses. You go to America, that place is fucking crazy, man. There is digital fucking screens like everywhere you're walking. It's like they're turning the whole of America into Times Square. The dystopian movies that you see in the future, like Blade Runner, and they've got screens everywhere and holograms and shit.
Cyberpunk, Cyberpunk.
It's not far off that. Like, it's really not far if you go to America, and they're so fucking advertise. This
show gameplay, right? That's all they got to do. The game will fucking sell itself when it looks so good.
and put it on the side of a bus, man. Like
Yeah.
a picture with all these fucking hands and shit because everyone's like, "What's
Fuck
that?"
is that? Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think I spoke too soon. As soon as I mentioned that, I haven't seen anything, boom, I go on to Instagram and I see that.
No, no way. Yeah, I mean,
Right. Well,
there's
not even
probably,
thinking twice, right, boom.
we're all the people that have the console, and not going to spend any more money. Like how, of course, they're not getting any growth because one, I've paid for this month, but in particular, Game Pass subscription. So they've already got my money. So like, it's trying to capture the ones that don't have the consoles, don't have anything. That would be the key. I mean, fuck, you got so much money behind you. Do the fucking research. Get, a team of 20, 30 people to fly out to countries and do the data analytics or something and get some kind of a, infographic on where the gaps are in your marketing and hit those the hardest because you're not making any more money out of me, so, and I'm playing the game on day one, so what.
I'm sure that they. I mean, he could say there's lots of things he could say. I'm sure they do the analytic stuff, but like, I think there's a lot to be said for the old school way of fucking advertising, man. I just think like you're driving down the fucking freeway, Hellblade. Fuck is that? And like, you know what I mean? And if you've got it on the side of buses, like Hellblade, fuck is that? Big Xbox logo, day one, Game Pass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just in your fucking face, like sort of advertising. Like, I could pitch that. I literally could pitch that. And I love Aaron; he's a fucking champion. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't seen, like, most of my Instagram is for funny shit and half naked, and like. So it hasn't shown me one ad for like Hellblade, and that's the type of. The thing is with this stuff, if you're the thing is, Reddit, and exactly, is it's the algorithm for people that already game and look at gaming stuff, and those people already fucking know.
Yeah, that's spot on. That's what it is. It's is it because they haven't got their finger on the pulse like we do? And they're looking at it from their side of things. Those are the questions that you got to really like delve into. But my question to you two is, on June 7th, what are we doing? What's everyone doing? Are we all watching Summer Game Fest? Do we have any, like, are we looking forward now to past all the games and all the stuff? What are we seeing at Summer Game Fest on June 7th?
The games drop.
Because, like, Jeff Keighley, did he have any... They kind of have, like, cross games that, like, might be shown, like, a cinematic trailer and then watch it at Ubisoft Forward or watch it at Xbox for gameplay. What are we seeing on June 7th?
I reckon we're going to see a lot of games that we've seen before, like trailers and stuff, but maybe extended trailers. We might end up seeing one or two exclusive drops from Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, like at the show. Nothing too big because they want to show like the massive games at the Xbox showcase and the Nintendo showcase. So something small. We're looking at. I think we'll be seeing heaps of multi-platform games like Flintlock. You might end up seeing like a lot of shit drop. But I'll be surprised if they drop one or two like good exclusives for Xbox on the show. Actually, to be honest.
You reckon Xbox gets a bit of showtime there as well because they've got their own show, but. Isn't it like, so for me it's like Stalker has got the date, but it would be nice to see gameplay. And then there's also like Avowed that's later this year. Do we see like the likes of maybe like a, I don't know, Clockwork or something. Another trailer, because that looks like it's close.
Are you talking about the Summer Game Fest?
Yeah, like because you know how they have like they always show one or two games, and then they say watch it at the Xbox show, for extended gameplay and that. Do we see any kind of?
Maybe a risk. It might probably be he might know information about that stuff, so I'm not too sure.
I haven't got anything yet, man. To be honest, I'm asking, but I'm not getting anything yet. And I probably won't get anything with the Games Fest because the arm into what's going on is June 9th. It's Xbox. So
Yeah.
And then it just depends on like who tells who what and who ends up doing what as to what information I'll get back. And Jez will probably have it, and Tom Henderson, and that will probably have it before I do. But I'm like 50-50 on sharing any of that shit if I get it, because a lot of people fucking hate having shows ruined for them.
Yeah,
and that,
yeah.
So I think we'll see Outlaws, most definitely.
Yeah.
In-depth developer conversation around that time. We'll get a lot of new IPs out of Jeff. Jeff's really good at actually bringing new IPs in. So I think he might bring a couple of new IPs or sequels, you know what I mean? Like that sort of shit, like that's coming from third parties. The problem is a lot of developers just drop their games in 2023.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's in development now really to be super excited about. There's Space Marine 2.
Yeah,
I think we'll see.
Back, didn't it? Did it get pushed back to 2025 or?
No, September this year.
Oh, September.
I am watching that game very, very closely. That is the new Gears, dude. Like,
oh yeah. It's co-op, 3-player co-op, isn't it?
So good, yeah. And Skill Up played it and fucking. He doesn't recommend when he does previews, but he said he could see this being really good.
Oh, really?
Pretty excited.
Saber Interactive? Is it Saber?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got some
and
I've lost you guys for a second.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, we lost Whisker.
yeah, you've got like a completely frozen face, but can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check that.
Yeah, I thought he did the I'm listening to you type of thing, and then I realized you weren't even moving. I'm like,
Yeah, let me go. I've got a surge problem with my fucking camera that surges into my computer. I'm gonna get a whole new camera for it, but let me fix it. I'll be back in a minute. I'll just
all good. No, because Discord can be a bit weird sometimes too.
Yeah, Discord does that, bro. You reckon at the Summer Game Fest, for some reason in my heart, I'm feeling that PlayStation won't have a showcase this year or this month, and they're just waiting for the Summer Game Fest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's like a little hunch that I'm feeling. They're just probably waiting until then just to drop what games that they have at a mass level. But yeah, like Riskit said, I'm probably looking forward to the Xbox showcase a lot, like more than ever than this year. Like last year I was okay with it. This year in general, I'm actually looking forward for it because there's rumors going around.
Mm-hmm.
And the current rumor was this is what people are saying. I'm not too sure if it's gonna drop there. You've got Perfect Dark releasing or showing up at the showcase, which after playing Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3, mate, I am looking forward for it.
Yeah, that was a rumor, eh? Well, that's the type of game you're gonna see at Summer Game Fest, honestly.
Yeah.
Because if it's, they were saying it's closer than people were expecting, like within the next year, isn't it?
I reckon Perfect Dark, the where they will get the most hype, would probably be because last year the Xbox showcase was the highest streamed showcase in the world, like in general. They had 92 million, I think. 92 million or 95 million, and if they drop it, then the hype will be absolutely real, bro.
Because last year we had, if I'm recalling correctly, it was like Forza. Like during June, it was Forza hadn't been out yet, and Starfield hadn't been out yet. And remember, Starfield had that big, like, showing after. We also didn't have, like, a couple other big games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's hard to tell because, but there's like for me, it's on the PlayStation side. What is PlayStation doing? If they don't do, does Jeff Keighley have some kind of a deal where he's going to show some, PlayStation
if
games?
if they show something, I'm guessing these top 5 games, right? So you've got no, actually top 3. The if they do show something, we're gonna look at Venom. We're gonna see an announcement for
Yeah,
Venom.
yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna see gameplay for Wolverine, and we're gonna see Concord.
Concord's like one of the next ones to come out, isn't it? What
Yeah.
about Marathon from
Oh
Woods?
yes, Marathon, bro.
Is that?
That's
Oh,
that's yeah.
I mean, they only just released. They're only just releasing DLC, so like that could be still a way out.
But they've been in development for that game for years, bro. Now years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
It's been
it's,
like at least 4 or 5 years, at least, bro.
like in my head, I got all these like ideas of games, and then come down to execution. I'm like, fuck, I should have wrote a list every time I think of something, because honestly, bro, let me just think. Like, I'm just thinking specifically Summer Game Fest and not Xbox, because I want to see, like, you know, I want to see. I hope that, because I know Xbox has got so much to show, that they end up showing the DLC for Starfield. I hope they show it at Summer Game Fest and give us like a 2-minute trailer of what we're going to see, and then just leave it at that. Leave everyone
Oh,
fucking hanging, bro. Because,
guaranteed, bro.
yeah,
Guaranteed.
because how
Like if
long would
they,
have it been? It would have been at least. Look, I mean, they got the big update in May. Maybe not, hey. Like, yeah, it's hard to tell with.
um, um,
I keep relating everything to Xbox because they're the ones that have got like heaps of shit going on that we know about.
yeah. Didn't they say October to November, September to November?
Oh yeah, yeah, like in the fall. He said the fall. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So going by American, like the American seasons, that would be September to November. So we're looking at
yeah,
it dropping then. Um, I'm looking forward for the update because I've been seeing people talk about like the small patch that they did just a couple of days ago,
yeah.
and apparently everyone's going crazy about it.
Oh,
The
just the May
Starfield,
15 update. Yeah, it's looking fucking brilliant.
yeah, like it's. Oh man, I've never been so hyped playing for like a lot of people don't like Starfield. It's understandable. That's on their own, but honestly, that's my alongside Plague Tale Requiem.
Yeah.
That is my number one. That and Requiem.
Have you played it recently? Have you gotten back into it? Or are you
Yeah,
waiting for the update? Yeah, I couldn't wait.
I,
I couldn't wait. I had to
I
play
got
it.
back into it just so I can start building up my outpost.
Yeah.
Because when the next update drops, brother, I'm gonna be like farming and shit and doing all
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff,
yeah, yeah.
the big stuff.
Have you
Yeah,
got
bro.
any quests left to do, or you done it all?
Me,
Yeah.
um, bro, the game is so big I can't even remember. Yeah, I did like what 400 hours, I think. Yeah, it wasn't that big.
The, the Shattered Space DLC will probably. I agree, man. That'll probably be at the Summerfest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they'll show that a little bit there, and then show a bit at the and Probably Elder Scrolls. Oh fuck, I'm sick of seeing that.
Fuck, if they do that, fucking hell, everyone will melt.
Starfield is like one of those games. Is like you can play that game and ruin the experience yourself because they let you do it. Like, because most of my friends were just fast traveling everywhere, and they're like, "Oh, it doesn't really feel like it's in," and I'm like, "Stop fast traveling. Like, fly your ship up and then fly to the next thing, and then fly to the next thing." That's what I was doing the whole game, and I loved it. It was great. I finished the game. And did 30 bother me? Not really, dude. Like,
it was clean 30.
Yeah, I want 60 in every game, and I think we should have 60 in every game. But did it fucking ruin it? No. Am I like Garuda on my show? Like 60, I'm not playing it. No. Like we played games at fucking 20 FPS, 15 FPS back in the day on like N64 and PlayStation 1 and like
it's unless you have the TV or like monitor if you're on PC, you can have 1,000 frames, but if it's not a good TV or monitor, you're not even seeing it. And I don't think half these people understand that. They just jump on the bandwagon,
For games like COD and shit, like where they're Twitch shooters and like Halo, like I've only just recently got 120 FPS TV. Funny how I got it, but I got 2 in the space of like 3 months. But
oh fuck!
It didn't pay for either of them, but stolen. Well, they're not stolen. It's all good, but
no promises.
But like I started playing COD at 120 FPS, and I've always been pretty good at COD. Like I'm not awesome. I'm not like these 360 fucking. I used to be like that back in like the old COD. So I used to be pretty fucking good. But I was a Battlefield player for fucking years and a COD player for years, and like 120 FPS. I was good at 60. Now I'm either sitting top of the leaderboard or I'm every fucking game, and 120 FPS makes a fucking difference in those games, and 60 FPS does make a difference in every game. But do you need it? No, you don't absolutely fucking need it.
Not when they're gonna make like graphical downgrades to give you 60, like it happened with Cyberpunk, mate. I had the choice between 60 and 30 for the ray tracing, or 60 frames without ray tracing. There's fucking 2 different looking games. I was like, well, I want the ray tracing, thank you. I'll take the 30.
Well, that's an argument I used to have with Pete all the time, man. Is like Pete's like, there's no way to advertise a pro, right? Yeah. Like, and I'm like, bullshit. Like he said, like 4K was a jump, and that's why they did the pro. I'm like, bullshit, man. They like ray tracing. If they can bring out a pro that does ray tracing and 60 FPS, like that's a way to sell it. You putting up games that have got ray tracing and selling them like that, and they actually do that, then it's worth a pro. That was always my, because games with ray tracing look 100, and I don't mean like ray trace shadows.
No, the proper ray tracing.
Fucking path tracing. Like if they're releasing games like that on a pro, like then absolutely, man, there's a market for it. But that's the other thing about people going to PC that makes me laugh, right? So the next, I'll tell you what's going on with the next Xbox, because I know what's going on with the next Xbox. That I do know. So it will be a Windows machine, and it does sideload Steam, as Jez said. So we knew about this when all this shit hit the fan before that podcast. A lot of information got put out by different people in Microsoft trying to stop the explosion of bullshit, and people in Microsoft trying to stop the games going to PlayStation. There was a lot of infighting and then information coming out. And so Xbox is a PC, same as the fucking PlayStation. But it has 3 what they call hypervisors that sit on the machine. And a hypervisor is just basically a virtual machine that performs a function. And one of the virtual machines in the Xbox runs your games. So like when you boot a game, it runs the game and everything else is pushed to the side. The other one is your OS, your operating system. So all the shit to store, all the shit that you access your games with. That's one of the hypervisors, and then your other hypervisor is back and pat. That is a 360 machine.
Inside your
Boot up a 360, and it goes into a different thing, and you can literally open up the whole old OS with the fucking all that shit.
Yeah.
The reason it runs like that is because that is a 360 OS hypervisor that sits in the machine, like it's there at all times, and it's just pushed to the side. And there's no reason they can't remove those hypervisors and put them onto a PC, right? You can just put that straight onto a fucking PC. So what they're saying is the next one is basically a PC that has a Windows hypervisor, where you can access Steam, Epic, Itch, all that shit.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
if it has the raw performance, this I don't know anything about. I know a little bit about the handheld, and I know that's got pretty decent performance. But the actual machine, I don't know what the performance is. But if it can do, fucking 1440p ray tracing at 60, like, why do you need a fucking PC? Like,
You won't need
what?
one.
Okay, like I don't see the difference between 4K and 1440p. Like, you can if you like stop and look at shit like real hard, but otherwise, while I'm playing, I don't
What
see
TV
it.
have you got? What TV have you got?
I've got a TCL.
Is it OLED? Like the actual panel? Is it OLED or?
Not an OLED, no. I got quantum dots.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, both of them are quantum dots. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they're good, but in the daylight, you get a little bit of bloom in the black. That's really it.
Yeah. I've had
No,
buddies that do that anyway.
Yeah, and with that, the question is if they, like what you were saying about the whole Xbox and PC stuff, the price. I wonder what the price would be for that.
I'd pay 1,500 Aussie.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
I mean,
If you're looking at performance, yeah, 100%.
They
I'll
always-
probably trade my Xbox in for that, but anyways.
Dude, it's the mobile phone way. Give me the fucking option to buy the Ultra, the middle version, and the bottom version. Like, have 2 or 3 SKUs. They did 2 this generation. That was a good trial period. And like you said, so we're going to have a handheld and a PC-like thing in the next generation. I'm fucking stoked to hear that, because having the PC operating system allows you to do way more than you can. Like, it's more options anyway. But like the mobile phone way is the way of the future.
Do you reckon?
Let me pay $1,500. I pay fucking $2,500 for a phone.
Do you reckon would it be a console based like Xbox, or would that be a company?
It's a console experience. So it's
Plug and play.
not. Yeah. So it'll boot. I don't know this because I haven't heard this. I could probably clarify it, but it'll boot Xbox. So it'll boot to your Xbox, and then you should be able to access stores within that Xbox OS.
Yeah.
Is what I think. So just like you would access Ubisoft, you know what I mean? Like, go to Ubisoft Plus and access that.
Yeah.
That's what that's not from anyone who knows. That's just what we've been throwing around, me, Hargeet, and just talking to other people. Like, this is what we think that they'll do, because it makes more sense. People have already done this with Steam, and collating the stores. If you watch Kay Asante, he put up a thing about putting something onto a PC that just collates all the stores, so you never have to fuck around with Windows. You just go into like a console experience, and it has every game that you can just pull from whatever store. And I think that's what they'll do, because it's already been done.
Armory Crate on the ROG Ally does that really well. I'll open up my ROG now. But yeah, you basically have, so you got Windows in the background, but then you'll just like go to your, maybe it'll be like the app, maybe it'll be an app on your Xbox. You just press the Xbox app, and then all of a sudden you've got, like you said, all your different stores, like it'll be Steam here, Xbox here, fucking this is it here. So if you have a look, so this isn't the main thing of, I'll see if I can close it. I'll go back to Windows.
Yeah.
you
While
seen
you do that,
So you basically got your Windows there, right? And then you go into Armory Crate and bang, look, that's all your fucking stores, all your. Basically, that's how it should work. I mean, they do that already on PC with half the stuff anyway.
Yeah, so they've got that. They've got that on the ROG. They've got something on Steam, and then they've also got something called Night Play, which is the one that Kay was fucking around with.
Yeah.
And literally, you put it on a game, and it plays the trailer for the game in the background, like it's a full console experience type thing that he. Yeah. And I think that if Microsoft does that, they've got a winner. The other thing that they do then is they just choke point fucking PlayStation hard. They just back into a corner. Because then you have access to PlayStation games on Steam, right? And this is part of the reason why I think PlayStation's trying to get that launcher up and running as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it's for. Fuck.
Because they then push PlayStation into a situation where PlayStation has to make a decision. Do we fight this licensing on Xbox? And you probably would lose that, and it'd be a waste of money. Do we pull our games from Steam? Because they could do that too. And then you can't play them on an Xbox, and then do we let them just play the games on Steam and like give up the ghost on that one, or do we have our own launcher? And then your own launcher won't be very popular. Like you'll be able to sell your games through there because people will go and pay for PlayStation games. But then someone will do something to the Xbox if it's a Windows machine that'll make you be able to go there. So like. Yeah, that it backs them into a corner, man. And people aren't seeing it. It's like people like King Thrash. I'm like, you're not getting it, dude. Like the console war is over and PC won.
Yeah.
PlayStation did, and Xbox did not win. PC won. Like, he doesn't get it. He's like, oh, Xbox is. I'm like, you're a fucking moron, bro. I don't know how many times I have to tell him. He just doesn't get it.
You got people like now the people you remember in the comments where people will be like, "Oh, go buy a PC." Yeah, you guys got it.
Yeah.
Look, there's still going to be like the purists that want to just like the basic experience, but and ever since there's been internet on these devices, mate, I fucked around with it, and I got GeForce Now running on the Xbox ages ago I was like playing PC games on the Xbox. I was like, yeah, look at this, you know. Like that's the reason why PlayStation doesn't have an internet browser. It's a very closed Apple-like infrastructure, and I'm a fucking Samsung guy, so I hate that shit. Let me do what I want with my device.
I'm Apple, but like if you watched what happened in that mobile market is like the Google OS and the Android OSs came in and absolutely fucking belted the shit out of Apple. And Apple slowly, they haven't opened up everything, but they slowly over time just started opening up everything because they couldn't compete. So they had to open up. They had to have the same features and options that you had on Android. And the thing is with Android, the smart thing is a lot of that work they didn't have to do themselves. Third parties did it. And if you think about the hardware, right, this is the other thing I think. This is what I think. So once you're able to take those hypervisors off the Xbox, right, which they already are, you've got licensing issues, which I believe they're sorting out. And once that's sorted, there's no fucking reason why you couldn't have a Lenovo Xbox or an Asus Xbox. Mm-hmm. I really think that like they'll do this next generation, and then we'll be really lucky if we get another Xbox, I think we'll start getting third-party boxes after that. Look at what Meta did. Meta's opened up its operating system to other developers, and a lot of people will tell you when you say this, the pushback goes, "Not enough users." Look at fucking MetaQuest, man. MetaQuest opened up its OS, and you can now put it on a Lenovo MetaQuest, on a Asus MetaQuest. They're building their own hardware, right? For how many users? Like, fuck all. MetaQuest hasn't even got close to the users that Xbox has got. Yeah. Lenovo, Asus, fucking Dell, all these companies will chomp at the bit to make their own Xbox and put it out there, because then they'll start competing with hardware. So you'll end up with like a whole bunch of different SKUs of Xboxes that are basically like PCs, where you have like a more powerful one that's like a 4090 and one that's like a fucking 3080 and one that's like a 2060 Super. Like that's what will happen. And then you'll pay less for the 2060 Super, or you'll pay a lot for the 4090. Like, and it won't be the same as the PC, it'll be cheaper. But I mean, how it works, I don't know. But that's where I think we're definitely going to end up. Like, and if we do, I'm fucking all for that, dude. Because that means that like Bob, who can't afford a 4090 Xbox, well, he gets a 2060 and he's happy. Yeah. But me, who wants a 4090 Xbox, I get the most powerful thing. Everything runs at 4 fucking K with path tracing
that's right.
120 FPS, and like I'm happy, and I've spent a bit of coin on that, and then I'm loving life. Like that is got to be the way that we end up going. That's the way I think they're going. We'll see.
I saw a couple of I mentioned it a couple of episodes ago where I did see a Reddit post that was like it was shunned off halfway, that people were like, yeah, that's gonna happen, and the poster wrote down that he's thinking that the upcoming Xbox is going to be like, this was a couple of months ago. He's like, the upcoming Xbox is going to be more like a PC, and it's going to run on a 4080 or 4090. And I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. This is really interesting. He got shunned off. Like in his comments, everyone was like, yeah, nah, it's not going to work because in the console, the hardware, whatever. And I'm like, we don't know, man. We don't know what's going to think. But now that you've actually, well, you guys, this is your opinion. I like, it's completely opinion-wise, but it's given me more hope to see that the next console might be a bit more powerful than what we have at the moment.
Oh, well, I don't think it'll be 4090 because that's fucking expensive to, like, talking to Jason, sometimes he won't answer me because I fish for information. And he's an expert at, like, he point blank, like, at dinner, I was like, tell me this. And he was like, no. And I'm like, what about this then? And he's like, no. And then I'm like, all right, what if I rephrase that question like this? But he, one of the things he did, like, which I won't forget, and I bring it up often, is that, like, and it pissed me off the table. I wish I'd taken note of who is at the table, was against it. But there was just a table full of hardcore fucking gamers, like, Cog, Attic, me, Colt, Woggerman, don't know if you know him, Hargeet, a couple other guys, like just a table full of fucking hardcore gamers, man. And Fox guy. And he's like, righto, well, look, you want this, because I'm like, I said, I just want my games to run at this resolution with this fucking many frames, bro. So what does it take to get there? Like, give me a console that does that. Do a Pro that does that. Because he wouldn't answer if they were doing a Pro or not. I was like, what if PlayStation does a Pro? Will you do one? And he's like, no, not answering that. I'm like, he said, put it this way. If I do a machine that runs at these specs, and he gave like a list of specs, he's like, that's easily $1,000 US. That's $1,000. Yeah. He's like, hands up at the table, who's paying $1,000 for the next console? And I'm like, fucking boom. Yep, that's me. Hargeet had his hand up, and Holly was there too, and Dante, and Holly had her hand up, and Dante had his hand up. Well, I don't think Colt had his hand up, and I don't think Cog had his hand up, or Attic. And I was like, motherfuckers. I'm not, don't quote me on who had their hands up, but like half the table had their hand up going, yeah, I'm paying for $1,000 console. And the other half of the table was like, no. And then he's like, right, cool. So there's half of you would pay for it and half of you wouldn't. He's like, you're all hardcore as fuck gamers, right? So how do you think that translates to casuals? He's like, that percentage is not going to be 50-50. That percentage is like 20-80. He's like, so if I released a fucking Pro that's $1,000, it's not going to sell. And he's like, so that's the decisions that we have to make, like based on the casual market. It's not about you guys. It's about, he didn't say that, but like that's what he's getting at. It's not really about you guys. It's about the casuals. Yeah. So cost will always be a thing. Like it's always a thing. Yeah. So, and the thing is that GPUs aren't getting aren't cheaper. They're not going down in price. The CPU chips the silicon's not going down in price, man. Like, And that's happened every other generation. It has, but it's not this generation because we're starting to hit, the point of diminishing returns when it comes to silicon and stuff. So that those prices will remain because most things will be using that silicon, right? So it's tough for them to. That's why I think they'll go third party. Like they make this machine, it'll probably be expensive, maybe the $1,000 mark, US, so $1,500 for us, and then after that. Like it's tough to make a machine that comes under, and you probably should like if they want to become a software company, which is a primarily software company, which is what I think they're doing. It's what it looks like they're doing, right? Then I think they hand off the OS to third parties, and they handle the hardware. Xbox produces, the games, and looks after the OS and stuff. And they probably have a team on the OS and updating that, which needs fucking updating.
I'm implying. But yeah, no, you're right, man. If you're getting a console that's as powerful as the up-to-date PCs, and you're able to run almost anything on it, you're able to play games like that at the highest level. 1,500 isn't that much of a like like for us like hardcore gamers. It's not that bad, like because you're getting a good bang for your buck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're getting this stuff.
Do what it says. It needs to do what it says on the box. Like you can't see the box here, but like on the PS5 box and then the Xbox
8K?
box.
It's an 8K.
8K and then 4K 120 FPS. And both of them say 4K 120 FPS.
But they don't even hit 4K. Sorry, because I've fucking seen the next. So it's that 3085 bloody bullshit 2160p. It's like a 2K upscaled, and when you go to true 4K, I've seen it because I got the 4090 and the OLED, and fuck, it's like it just fucking your eyes are like, what the fuck have I been looking at? They're telling people 4K and they're not even achieving true 4K on these consoles. But if they are going with I don't know if it's. So if they go NVIDIA, even AMD, they're getting better at the upscaling technology, DLSS and all that stuff that can really clean up an image and give you higher frame rates and everything. But yeah, it is disappointing half the time when you can't even, you're not seeing these consoles hit their peak yet, and they're talking about a Pro on the PS5 side, and we are starting to look at the next gen like, fuck, man.
Well, that's the thing with the tools. And see, I'd argue that like the Series S was a bad decision, not because of the overarching. Me and Kay Asante have this fucking argument a lot. I'm like, I call the Series S a fuck up, and he's like, it's not a fuck up, and I'm like, yes, it is. They fucked it up, man. Because they didn't have enough RAM, so that's the problem. So some of the tech specs. Like one thing, and then Kay will always go, well, they build games for the PS5 first. And if you've heard his coffee analogy, he's like, if you go, like, you've got to get fuel and you got to get coffee, but if you go this way to get coffee, it's harder and longer to go back and get the fuel. But if you get the fuel first, like, you know what I mean? Like, so as they develop PlayStation first, it's not optimized for Xbox, basically, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, but they should have known that. They didn't come into this race in first place and then slip to third place. They came in at fucking third place, and they should know that developers are going to put their time and effort into PlayStation first. And so fuck tools, man, because they're not going to use tools unless those tools are available on PlayStation. They're not going to use them. Yeah. And then the other thing is that I argue with him about, if these tools are so fucking good, why aren't the first party using them? And like Dealer was big on the tools, and that's all it is. Like, and Dealer would argue every time, is like, they haven't put the time in, and I'm not arguing that. Like, I agree, they put the time in, they use the fucking tools, and you do get the performance out of the box, but they're not doing that. Because like they're developing for PlayStation first, and then if they circle back and do it, like Starfield's a PlayStation game that was developed for PlayStation. Like, it is a PlayStation game. That's why when they said 30 is a creative choice, I was like, fucking bullshit. Bullshit. Like, it is a PlayStation game. They could have got 60 out of it, It's just you started going down this road, then you had to pivot back to this road, and it probably caused problems. Like
Yeah.
they're never going to tell you that, but that's what's happening. And so when you made Series S, you should have made the Series S with enough RAM. So really, you are only scaling the GPU, which is what they should have done, but they didn't do because they thought that they could use the tools to get around the RAM and scale the games. But no one did. No one. Look at Baldur's Gate. They did it in the end because they had to, and it ran better on every other fucking machine because it's using less random access memory, like on every other machine. Because of the Series S, people would count that as a positive, but not me, man. That's a fucking negative. Like you put developers through fucking hell to get these games running on your box is a fuck up. So the next is a fuck up. Like the Series S is a fuck up. The idea is not a bad idea, but the implementation.
Do you remember the Xbox One X? That in some departments has more power than the Series S. Which was what was alarming to me at the start. I was like, what the fuck? Why has it got less? I can't remember exactly, but I remember the One X was a true 4K device. But then whatever they've done to bring the Series S down in price, they've had to put, hardware that's not as powerful.
It's a weaker GPU, and it's got less RAM, basically, which bottlenecks your fucking CPU. Like, you've got less RAM, you're bottlenecking your CPU, and then not only now do you have a weaker GPU, but you've got a weaker CPU because it doesn't have enough random access memory to match the Series X. So realistically, it's got a weaker CPU and a weaker GPU, which is bad, very bad. Like it should have just had like a weaker, if it was what it sort of said on the box and what we believed it to be, which was it was just a weaker GPU, would have been fine. Would have been like a box that ran shit at 1080p, 1440p, and at 60 frames. Like, because, your CPU's handling all your physics and all that sort of stuff as well. And you can offload some of that shit to the Series X, you can offload that shit to your GPU. But then as well, the way games have been developed this generation is fucking questionable. Like, because a lot of, like, you see games bottlenecking hard, for 4090s, bottlenecking the CPU hard, but only using like 4 cores when they've got 8. Yeah. Like, and 4 of the cores are like at 70%, 4 of them are at fucking 20%. You're like, the fuck are you guys doing? That's just complete lack of optimization. And developers need to build games at the beginning with optimization in mind, which they don't often. And I think that's part of the problem. And as well, again, back to skill shortage. I think we're having skill shortages and all that sort of stuff is happening and filtering down and causing problems.
Yeah.
Me and Ink have always constantly said that the Series S could have been developed as a handheld initially.
Yeah.
Because
that's when you'd accept,
Yeah, like imagine this. Imagine them showing off the Series X for the first time, and then like instead of showing a underperformed version of the console as a Series S, but instead show it as a handheld, that would have probably made more sales in regards to selling the actual console in the start.
Series S sold well, like really fucking well. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he ended up getting I got him the Series S in the first when it released the first time, and then within 2 days he was like, yeah, nah, not for me. He ended up he ended up selling it off, and now he got the PlayStation 5 in replacement of it.
So
then in my heart, I always thought from the very start that they should have developed the Series S into a handheld initially. But
yeah, I don't think it's bad. I don't know about sales though, but it's a Series S handheld with a dock to make it as powerful as it. This is what I'm hearing is that the Xbox handheld is not super powerful off dock, but it has a dock with a GPU that makes it as powerful as the Series X or the next generation, not the Series X now, but Series XX.
Yeah, well,
That's what we true.
Tarzan will tell you. I was trying to educate him about the even with the ROG Ally, you can get the GPU docks for him, like 4080 GPU dock, and bang, you're ready to go. Like unless the games are CPU bottlenecked, which has been happening more and more often. Yeah, but they're so expensive. Go on JB Hi-Fi's website and look up the GPU dock for a ROG Ally, and it's like $3,000. It's like $3,000, bro.
Fucking hell. Well, it's a GPU. You're buying a GPU, but there's so Kay wants me to go PC bad, and so Kay called me up the other day and he was like, I got a proposition for you, and I was like, what? And he's like, I want to build you a PC, right? But I want to build you a mini PC, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I'm a purist, but I was open to the idea. But for me, my living situation changed because the mine site that I'm working on is closing down in the next couple.
Oh, fuck's sake.
But I don't know. I don't know if like where I'll be. I'd probably be fine because I got the skill set to be all good. But I don't know. So because of its uncertainty, you always just be careful with your money. But he was talking about building a mini PC. So mini PC, the fucking thing can fit in your hand. Like you look them up, and it runs like games at 1080p, fucking 60 frames a second, like pretty easily.
Yeah.
And they have an attachment. I can't think of the name of the attachment now, but it's exactly like a dock. You just plug it in, and you can literally plop a 4090 on it.
Yep.
And the 4090 will then beef your fucking
The GPU.
up to a monster PC, and then you're running games at 4K fucking ultra settings.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is interesting, Kay, keep talking. But like, obviously living situation changed. So he was going to bring it to, because I'm going to Gamescom this year.
Oh yeah.
So he was going to bring, because he's going to Gamescom as well, and he was going to bring that along. But unfortunately, that's what's happening. It's all that stuff's absolutely possible. Like, and whether they sell it with the dock or separately, if I was them, I'd be smart, like, and pull a PlayStation move and sell it separately. But all that stuff, like, absolutely possible, and all that stuff they're looking at, and all that stuff they knew about before we knew about any of this, or we're talking about this stuff, they were already looking at it. So,
Yeah.
Look, the future for Xbox, the future is bright.
Oh,
but
thank you.
And the fuck ups that they make along the way, they just got to stop stepping on rakes, man. Like, just like they should check with Jez, like, and fucking Colt, or like there's some of the bigger creators, and be like, how do you think the community will react to this? And then before we do anything, like, because it seems like they're so fucking tone deaf, they don't know when the community is going to lose their shit about something. Like PlayStation genuinely didn't think, I didn't think either, that the PC players would lose their shit about Helldivers PSN sign up.
Oh, exactly.
And Xbox probably didn't think that this would, like, shutting down two studios that didn't really matter, one studio that makes sense, and then Tango. They probably didn't think it would be like a massive thing. But like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck, I want to shake those cunts sometimes. Like to go to FanFest and like grab them by the lapels and be like, stop fucking up.
So I've got a question for you. If like more on the like games side of things, what are we expecting? How are you thinking it's going to be?
All of that. No, look, I did have a look at games here, but we'll definitely see Clockwork. I don't know this, I'm just betting. We'll definitely see Clockwork. I think we'll definitely see South of Midnight. Gameplay. I think we'll get a date for South of Midnight.
Oh, I can keep talking.
I don't think we'll get a date for Clockwork. And if we do, it'll be like 2020, back into 2025.
Yeah.
I want to see Fable gameplay, but I don't think we'll see that because that game's worth a direct of its own. So I think that they'll do
Oh yeah.
I think the game will be ready in February. I don't think it'll launch in February. I think they'll do a direct or a show and then launch it in like, I don't know, March or like mid-year next year, which I wish it was launching this year. I thought it was going to be 2024 back in 2020.
No, it felt further out, like 2025. I thought that's what they were always saying though, but I could be wrong. Like, weren't they always saying 2025 was roughly?
No, the roadmap was different. The roadmap, everything got pushed back.
Yeah,
a lot of things were meant to release
yeah.
this year as well. So
Yeah, so that's it's 6 years they've been on that. It's 2018 they started on. They started advertising for positions for an open world game. That's when they were advertising for positions. So either development started early 2018 or late 2018, but it was 2018. So
Yeah.
5 or 6 years they've been developing that. Yeah, I think it will be mid 2025 for Fable.
Yeah.
What else?
you reckon they're gonna show gameplay of Blade? Maybe.
Nope. You will not see anything from Blade until 2026, 2027 max. Unless they've got a short CGI / tiny little game, like a Fable type thing that they did, you know?
Yeah.
Do an ad like that with a little bit of gameplay, and then people question whether it's gameplay or not, that sort of shit. But yeah, Blade was like sizzle reel, like they've just started on that. So I don't think so. But this is the thing about the studios they bought are not my favorite studios. Like, these aren't like if they bought Crystal Dynamics, I would have been fucking hyped. And then if they said Crystal Dynamics is doing Blade, I would have been like, yeah. They're like a PlayStation studio that's like not a PlayStation studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They make those
Tomb Raider 2016, fucking great game. Best Uncharted I've ever played.
Yeah, and you know, and that's who should have made fucking Indiana Jones. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that.
I'm in a total agreement as well. Like, I was upset when they went first person. I was like, fuck.
You should have seen his reaction. It was the best. As soon as they showed Indiana Jones, he's like, yeah, and then all of a sudden, first person, he's like, shit.
Hype levels died. I'll still play it.
But yeah, I'll still play it too. And but I came out and I'm fucking just the guy who will say what he thinks. And there's so many fucking shills, man. And they're like, I wanted first person all along. No, you fucking didn't.
No one expected that. No one.
No, you didn't. Don't fucking bullshit people. Just fucking say, yeah, it sucks and it's third person, first person, but whatever, I'm going to play it because it looks good. You can say that.
Guerrilla Games, they were making first person games. They go and make Horizon third person. That's I don't care if you're good at that. If you're trying something new, try something new. Change the viewpoint. Fuck.
Yeah,
or at least give us the option. I would have loved the option.
It should be. We'll look at Resident Evil. That gives you the option. I mean, it always does. They always do it after launch, but they should. But it should have been like an Uncharted. People they've already. There's so many people who are they already made Uncharted, and I'm like, Uncharted's based on fucking Indiana Jones.
Exactly. That's
the fucking argument I've ever heard. But we'll see Indiana Jones definitely, and an in-depth gameplay we'll see of Indiana Jones. Shit, what else they got? We'll have Shattered Space. That will definitely be there. And then probably some surprises, I think, from Starfield too. And then we'll see there'll be a lot of new IPs, I think. They've got 40 studios. I think we'll see some stuff from ABK. They have obviously folded ABK, unlike Bethesda, because I don't know if you remember the first year.
Yeah, it was a Bethesda showcase.
They did a separate thing, right?
Yeah.
And then they brought it together, but unlike, I think they brought the ABK stuff in, so man, it could end up being a 50-minute, 60-minute show.
Yeah, that's all right.
If they don't, I was saying this the other day, if they don't fucking drop Call of Duty into Game Pass, that'll just send the internet onto a riot, dude. Like now that they've said it, they should have set expectations. If they're not going to do it, they should have been setting expectations now. But we'll see. They've already said they're going to do it, so we'll see what they do.
I was always in the mindset it was a 50-50, but fucking if like, and it's got nothing to do with does it bring the value of Call of Duty down? I just thought, well, they just spent $70 billion. Of course they're gonna fucking put it in Game Pass. Of course.
Well, you'd want it. Yeah,
I want it in there.
What we were saying. So we were saying the other day. This will be the test, the litmus test, to see if they can shift the needle. If they can't, if it doesn't shift the needle, like they don't sell consoles, if there's no significant uptick in Game Pass and there's no significant uptick in hardware, you're going to see a reaction, and it's not going to be good. It's going to be like, we are not doing day and date in Game Pass anymore, or we are shit-canning Game Pass, or we are going to do games case by case, or we have decided to shut down fucking hardware, like whatever. There's going to be a reaction. So I hope that the uptick is what they're looking for. Like, fuck knows. Like, you know, but I do know that a lot of people will come to Xbox if they market it right, if they push that shit. If they go to the Game Awards, that's where I would wait to see. If they go to the Game Awards and then really push Game Pass, Call of Duty, that's where you get most eyes. And I mean, I got slayed. Is it 2021? I think it was 2021. And me and Colt Eastwood went at it publicly for about fucking 3 days. Because I said that it is not the biggest gaming show. And they were like, 8 million eyes. I'm like, 8 million eyes, my dick, mate. Like, fucking Gamescom's bigger. And fucking E3 was bigger. But like E3 is dead now. So it is the biggest digital event. And that's where you want to put it. Like, that's absolutely where you want to put it. And if they do that and we don't see an uptick, I am worried about what Satya does. I'll be like, fuck. But we'll see. I don't think Xbox is going anywhere. I think that I put out a tweet. I was fucking drunk last night. That's why I'm a little bit hungover. But like, I put out a tweet. I was like, just thinking about it because Garuda said on the show, if Xbox goes, he's going. And I was like, fuck that, man. If Game Pass goes, he's going. I'm like, fuck that, bro. Like, I'll still be Xbox. So I put up, I was drunk, by the way. Unpopular opinion. If Game Pass has to die to save Xbox and the hardware. And then like the internet's gone, fuck. I woke up this morning and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It's unpopular.
I'm not saying that like Game Pass is dying. I'm not saying anything other than if it comes to Game Pass or Xbox, kill fucking Game Pass, because I still want hardware and I still want like an ecosystem. I don't want Game Pass is everywhere on PlayStation and then like on thing. I don't want that shit. I want an Xbox. So like fuck Game Pass. If Xbox is going to kill that off to survive, then do it. I don't think it has to, and I don't think it will. I'm not saying that. Even though everyone's like this dude's like, a lot of people said this for some time. You just didn't want to hear it. Like, hear what? What? I didn't fucking say it's dying. I didn't say it's doing badly. What are you fucking on about? People just don't read. They're like, yeah, W. I didn't read it.
As soon as you put that post up, I was like, and you mentioned you messaged me like, I'll probably be drunk. I'm like, he's drunk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was drinking. I had to go see my family thing. I got a family member who's she's got 3 to 6 months to live. So it was a bit of a rough day. So me and my brother went out and had a meal and got a little bit tanked, as you do.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep on the couch for like from 7 till 10. I woke up at 10 like, oh my God. Go to bed. My dog's going to be like, I'm nuts.
Bro, I'm so surprised how you're operating like right now. And it's like what, 6, 7 o'clock right now there?
7:18.
7. Yeah.
I would be dead asleep.
Yeah. Nah, I got shit to do today. I do got to wrap it pretty soon though, because
yeah,
I gotta get on and moving.
yeah. We won't be on for too long anyway. So maybe another couple of minutes. But all right. So, what do you reckon is what will we see first in the Xbox showcase, and what will we see last? Like in your base opinion.
Indiana Jones, you'll see first.
Oh,
And if they do have gameplay for Clockwork, that'll be last.
Yeah.
Just because everyone thinks that it'll be there, but like they'll want everyone to be like, and everyone knows Indy's going to be there. So they show that first because that's no surprise. And everyone knows it, so they're going to show that. Either Clockwork or South of Midnight. One of the two.
All right. And what about you, Ink? What do you reckon? We're gonna on the day, if they show one of the games that we mentioned as first and last, brother, I'm gonna flip out. What about you?
oh, look, we're due for Perfect Dark gameplay. Maybe as an opener. And man, honestly, it has to fucking blow everyone away. Like if it doesn't blow everyone away, we're gonna hear fucking they're gonna shut down Initiative and Initiative's in trouble and there has to have gameplay and maybe a release window at least at the end of the because people are just gonna be critical. If it's just CGI, or maybe if they do both, sometimes they do a bit of CGI gameplay. So that's setting up. All right, boom, here we are. This is their quadruple A game. This is the one that they created a studio for. This is like got guys from, industry veterans from fucking all over the world making. And Crystal Dynamics for our brother Riska. And then to finish the show, that's, you know what? It has to be, and one more thing, and it's the next Doom.
Oh, yeah.
Next Doom.
What have I been doing?
Doom the first year, whatever it's called. But yeah. Doom Year Zero. Year Zero, that's the one. And that fucking...
For me, if they start off with starting as the Starfield Shattered Space and ended off with Gear 6, bro.
Oh, you fucking bastard. You got it. That could be it. Oh.
If they start off with that, bro...
I want to see like a good one more thing would be Gear 6 and like a bunch of gameplay. Like that'd be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know, man. They can't keep I love Gears and they can't keep making Gears the same way they have.
Yeah.
It's got to. Hive Busters was like a good evolution where it's sort of like a hero shooter, like where you've got like this dude's got this ability, this dude's got this ability, and this chick's got this ability. I like that. That was good. But I'd love to see him go back to the Pendulum Wars. There's so much to do with that fucking franchise, man. That like it pains me that they haven't utilized their franchises like properly.
I know, man.
I was so glad. I was calling for Bonnie Ross's head for like a year and a half. And finally, like literally, you go back to shows and like literally every show, I'm like monologuing about how they have to get rid of Bonnie Ross.
Yeah.
Because she just fucked the whole thing, man. And the TV show, the game, like she's just fucking useless. And she's been around since day dot, so like they're good friends and shit. Phil Spencer, and she's worked at the company for as long as Phil has worked at the company, which is like 1990s. And then Phil had to make that. I don't think Phil wanted to make that decision. You know what I mean? I think that was personal for him.
Yeah.
But it should have been. He should have had more loyalty to the franchise than he did to his friend. But I respect that he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Business is business at the end of the day. So we do.
Yeah. I just got a feeling it's gonna be like really dark and gritty. This Gears of War, like.
I hope so.
It's got to have some horror, like. Not full-on horror, like a Dead Space, but those elements where you're against, you're behind enemy lines or some kind of bullshit like that.
Guys haven't even liked your own show. What are you doing? Um, so, from what I've heard, it's open world. I've also heard.
Love it.
I've also heard that there's a very heavy use of AI in so far as NPCs. So NPCs are like AI driven. And much like I don't know if you remember the partnership, but that was really strategic and no one talked about it. But like if you go and look at what that AI company does,
Yeah.
it gives you an idea of what they're doing. I can't remember the name of the place. In-World AI.
Yeah.
Is the name of the company. If you look at what In-World AI does, it's very, very interesting.
Well, they range from what, like the dialogue,
so
gameplay side of things and everything, right?
An AI designed co-pilot that assists and empowers game designers to explore more creative ideas, turning prompts into detailed scripts, dialogue trees, quests, and more. An AI character runtime engine that can be integrated into the game client, enabling entirely new narratives with dynamically generated stories, quests, and dialogue for player experiences. So, like, it could send you on a quest based on what's available in the world to do. Like, could be like going. I think initially it will be they're never well done initially because it's early days. But it might be go collect this many things and come back to me. From an NPC that would normally just be walking around following like the on rails shit that they do, leaning up against the building, and it says one line to you if you click on it. Like instead of that, it would like generate a quest and like have a conversation with you. I've heard they're using that heavily in Coalition, but I don't know.
I've got a video up as well. They partnered with Nvidia as well.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, but that was for Microsoft.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Microsoft partnered with Nvidia.
Yeah, this year's showcase is definitely something to look into. Last year they did it. I think it was I was telling Inc. that they broke a record for the most viewed showcase of the year at 95 million, I think, in a 7-day span, like the time frame, which is a lot. So if they do something, you have potentially 95 million people watching your show if it's the same thing like last year. Show something big, and it will probably do something, but we'll see how it goes, I guess.
You did. I think last year's was huge. I think this year's will be better. Yeah. So last year's is fucking huge. Yeah. That was a huge showcase. But they need to start putting these fucking games out. They've been showing us games.
Thank you for saying that.
Just put something out, bro. Make a fucking put it out.
It's like it's all getting compressed to the end of the generation. We're just going to be fucking playing games every other week. There's a new game coming out. I'm not going to be able to finish them. I
don't think Gears will be on this gen. I think Gears will be next gen.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I don't think they're going to release it. They might release it for this gen, but the next gen will be out before Gears is out.
Oh shit.
110%.
I don't mind that. I've got too many games to play anyway.
Yeah, my backlog is
backlog's fucked.
But we might be at the end of the show. But
checking off on the director.
Yeah, man. The director's staring at me right now. Man, I'm not even kidding. She's a lion, bro. She's a lion. But if you guys haven't, to the viewers that are gonna watch the show afterwards, Riskit has his own podcast as well. Was it the Infinite Xbox podcast? And you guys have a couple of people, Umbra and stuff on as well. So if you guys get the chance, I think I put the link in before into the chat. But if you guys get the chance, show them love. Go into the streams, say Tarzan Tarzan's send me here. But yeah, man, what a hefty showcase! What a hefty show today, bro. Love it, love it.
Lots of insight.
Oh man, I was getting my notebook ready when every single time Rizky was talking. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking points now. Until you mention it's all opinion based, I'm like, okay, I'm putting the notebook back.
Yeah, like some of it's opinion, some of it's from what I've heard, some of it's from secondhand information that I've heard. So from not inside studios, some of it's just educated guess. But I've been doing this for what 3 years now, I think, like properly, like podcasting stuff. So, and you really, really, really follow the news, like everything that happens, like stuff that doesn't even get reported on. We know we talk about and know about because you got to follow the industry trends and understand where it's going. Like I spoke to Nick, and before I found out about this whole hypervisor thing, I was like, we were talking to Nick, Special Nick.
Yeah, Special Nick.
Talking to Special Nick after one of the shows, and every time we've had Nick on, there's like a 3-hour show, then there's a 3-hour talking shit session after, like 6 hours. But like, what I said something to him, I said, "Oh man, that." He said something about cloud. I said, "Bro, cloud's dead. Like when the cloud's not happening." And like that's. I said like they'll use it as a supplementary thing, but it's never going to be what they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's going to be hardware that just shrinks down over time. And he was like, "Why'd you say that?" And I'm like, "Why are you asking?" You know something that I don't know, and I just got something right? And he would later on we'll talk, and I was like, "Motherfucker, that's why you said that, because you did know something." Like a lot of it's a lot is educated guesses, but yeah, I hear stuff out of there's particular studios that I've got an arm into. I've just been lucky, but I also hunt that shit down. Like if I can speak to a developer behind the scenes and like ask them questions and see what they're like and see if they'll give me info, then yeah, developers are where you go to.
Yeah, when we had one of our episodes, we had someone by the name Anthony that works at NExile on the show, and they had the producers and the directors all in the chat, like watching the show, make sure he doesn't say anything. But he did mention one thing that not many people noticed, that he said, "I can't talk about Clockwork yet." He mentioned something like that because he's like, something about he can't mention anything until they show something. So I was like, that's a really odd statement to say. But
it seemed like he was talking about something that's coming up really soon.
Yeah,
like really soon. When he's kind of just about ready to be able to talk about it, but just not yet. That's how it felt.
Yeah, he went halfway and then he backed out, and then he's like, "I can't talk about it, so I'm not gonna say much about it." He's like, "They're gonna mention something about it soon." I was like, "It's a big statement."
Yeah, I watched that. He's the French guy, right?
No, the French guy.
That's
the French guy. He's from Arcane Lyon. Yeah, he's from Arcane Lyon. And then the other one that came on, he came on the episode after that, and he was saying that he's until like they're very soon to mention something about what they're working on, but
yes,
I'm not sure
when. Because I think they showed like a lot last year, so it'd be cool if you really cool if it is there. That just says that they're like really far along. But what was their last game? Wasn't Year Mutant Zero?
It's been a while, dude. They're one of the ones that are up next. Like within the next 12 months, they have to be.
Is it Wasteland 3?
Yeah, Wasteland 3. It was.
The Wasteland, yeah.
They did DLC, I think, in 2019. So that didn't take a whole team. So yeah, man. I don't know when Wasteland 3 was launched, but I think it was 2017.
Right, In Exile Wasteland 3 was released in... Okay, this is giving me a website. They're so active. They're active, but
This might have been a re-release maybe, but it says 27th of August. That's one day before my birthday. But anyways,
What day?
if
What
you guys
year?
ever want to give me a gift, I'm not insisting. 2020.
Oh, 2020. Yeah, okay. So what? 4 years? Yeah, yeah. Look, 2025. Oh, I don't know, man. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, it is. It's like
Hard to tell.
I don't think it's that's another one that I don't think we're seeing until 2026. Personally, but we'll see.
That's gonna
See?
have. So they're having time. Like the way I understand it, and like from the little tidbits of information that have come out, that's got like time travel fucking mechanics in the game that are like actual mechanics like that are intertwined with the RPG aspects. I'm like, oh shit, we got something big here.
Yeah, it looks. I just watched the trailer a couple of times. The funny thing is, I didn't watch a lot of the trailers until like recently again after the showcase.
Yeah.
When it's like you can obviously turn back damage, or destruction. So if you destroy something, you can like bring it back. But I don't know how linear that is. That might be only spots where you can do it in certain spots, or it might be something that you can always do. But like, yeah, it'd be interesting. Be interesting to see what they bring.
Yeah, they also mentioned that the reversing the time mechanics also changes the gameplay. So afterwards, the game starts to change the more you reverse and go forward. So yeah, that's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. I reckon it's gonna be. It's hard because you see destruction. So not many games will be. You won't be able to destroy like bridges unless it's a campaign mode.
Yeah.
So
I think Jez was talking about it too on one of the. I think it was the Xbox 2 podcast. That's one of his games that he's heard about that it's got some crazy mechanics. So I mean, like that trailer fucking shocked me because it looked really far in, like because they showed gameplay. It was there was a lot of CGI going around last year, but this was one of the ones that showed actual snippets of gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah, there were snippets in there. I mean, maybe they'll do a snippet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they'll do a full gameplay trailer. I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't think it was going to be there because we got so much to be there. Oh, I don't know. Be interesting to see. I'd be very interested to see with this one. It's getting harder and harder to pick what's going to be there because they've got so much and they're usually only about 40 minutes. So plus their third party shit. So as well, third party, what's going to be there?
Yeah.
So,
Outlaws was there last year. That takes if you're talking 40 minutes, that takes 2-3 minutes out of the show already with third party stuff for one.
And that was you. Yeah, me and Colt were pretty much hugging each other when that one came out.
Outlaws. Did you like it? Are you keen on it?
Oh yeah, fucking A.
Oh fuck
yeah.
Good to know.
I saw Lucasfilms come up on the screen. I'm like, no way, no way. And then what? Boom! Star Wars Outlaws. Holy shit!
Yeah, I thought it was going to be exclusive, and then it wasn't. I was like, we both.
Love it, love it. That's that was my initial thought in the start. I'm like, oh, we got a Star Wars game that's exclusive, and then boom. It's not exclusive.
Star Wars. I mean, fuck. PlayStation did it with Spider-Man.
But a massive IP like that, I don't know, man. Star Wars isn't a small IP; it's a big IP.
It's massive.
A lot of people like it.
Man.
PlayStation players as well. So
we thought it was the Mandalorian originally, but
open world and all that. Yeah, I remember.
No Mandalorian, damn it.
Am I mistaken, or was there a Mandalorian game that's got cancelled, or I might be mistaken with a different game? It is It's not.
No, it's not cancelled. There's apparently still going on. That's the ZeniMax game.
Yeah, the ZeniMax. Yeah. That's the other one. That's one of the other studios. Surely have to show something. Fucking please don't. If they show Elder Scrolls Online DLC, I'm turning my fucking TV off and I'm going to bed. Like, I'm not watching anymore.
3 a.m. in the morning.
Another DLC? What do you mean? How quick do they roll this shit out? It's like fucking DLC every 6 months, man.
Yeah, I'm tired of Elder Scrolls DLC. Almost.
Oh, fuck.
And Sea of Thieves. Like, fucking fuck you, Sea of Thieves. I don't want to see that stuff.
Put that on the PlayStation showcase. I don't give a shit. Just take it over there.
Oh, I love it, bro.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm speechless, cuz today, you know what? I'm absolutely speechless. I have no like they. I think I saw a tweet from Colt earlier today. Or was it earlier today, or was it yesterday? My Twitter is like, I don't know, man. It shows people tweeting now, but then it was like 15 hours later, but 15 hours before. He wrote down that I gotta paraphrase this because I might get it wrong. He said something about something about he knows some games that are coming. I can't remember. I gotta try and backtrack because this brother he doesn't stop tweeting. So I need to backtrack this. Yeah, I got a thing. You guys can continue until I find the tweet.
Oh, Twitter's a mess when finding shit. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's beyond ridiculous, man. He wrote down. Oh, that's what he wrote down. A few games I was really not confident in have now made me excited again. There have been a lot of negativity out there, understandably so, and little FUD. But I'm extremely excited for the showcase. If you love games, we need this. So probably knows some things about what games might be showing up.
I'll hit him up.
Oh, I love it.
Oh man, it's been.
If he knew some, I would probably know. Not always, because we don't talk every day or anything, but I talk to him often, so I would probably know.
Yeah,
I would hope he would tell me. But anyway, I'll talk to him.
I've noticed in the background you have your Xbox lamplight at the back. They don't have that at EB, don't they? They don't have that at EB.
No, that was from England.
Oh, I need to find one like that, man.
I was in England for a while, and then like a lot of the shit I just grabbed. Like they have a lot of Xbox and PlayStation stuff, like pajamas and lights and fucking figurines, and nothing like we have over here. Like we just don't have that stuff. But if you go into like their Kmart, I can't remember the name of the store, but their Kmart type store, that's just shitloads of that stuff. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll grab a light. So yeah, go to England.
We have Kmart, they have B-Mart, like we have
Britain Mart, we have Kangaroo Mart. Yeah, so it's got to compete with the Brits. We're so much better at fucking cricket, but so just saying.
Better at everything.
They must hate that, eh? They must hate. It's like the little brother that's better than you at all fucking stuff, like sports, and you're like, oh, you little prick, you know? How'd you get so bloody good? I thought I was the fucking chosen one. Sorry, mate, we're better than you at cricket. We beat them at soccer a couple of times too.
They sent all the best people over here, that's why.
Oh, man. Oh, bro. But, fuck, I'm speechless, bro. My mind isn't working at this point. It's 9 a.m. at 9:42, and it's, my mind is dying right now.
Crashing and burning.
Because I only had legitimately 3 hours, no, 2.5 hours of sleep. Yeah, man. Because I do a side hustle. I do Uber at the same time, so in the mid. So I work my general job, and then I do Uber in like after hours for 5-6 hours after work. And I got home around 1, and I got too excited that you were coming on the show. I was like, no, I'm not sleeping. And then I fell asleep at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I do side hustle sometimes, man. Pretty rarely, but like I do Uber occasionally. Like if I want like to like I want a new gaming chair because this one's fucking doesn't have any wheels on it. It's my son's and he didn't want it. I'm like, oh, I'll take it because my other one's fucked. And then I tested. I'm like, no, I need to get a new one. So the one I'm looking at is like 650. So I'll Uber until I get 650, and then I'm not taking any money out of anything. I'm like, my normal money. I'm just taking it out of Uber.
Yeah.
Are you jumping on the delivery or the Uber passenger?
Driving people around like passenger. You get more money out of that.
Yeah.
Fuck, imagine you're waiting at the front of your house and risk it turns up. I'd be like,
right.
Don't worry about taking me to the location. Any scoops for us? Yeah. I'll pay you for the scoops.
Yeah. Extra. I made that trade. I told my wife that look, for the next couple of months, I'm not gonna buy anything. Just let me buy this. And then she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna record this." And I'm like, "Shit, I shouldn't have said anything, because if the handheld does get announced at the thing, I can't get it."
It won't be coming soon. So yeah, it'll be like that's 2026, 20 back end of 2025. I think they'll launch that with a new generation.
Yeah. By that time, I'm going to replace my wife's phone with a new one. So I'm going to erase everything. So any recording, any images, boom, gone. Oh man, I can't wait to test it. I can't really, honestly, I can't wait if they do show the Call of Duty's coming to Game Pass and all that stuff. If that does happen, like eventually it will happen. I can't wait to break this out and show people that I suck even more with a Pro Controller. Man,
just FYI, when for my information, not anyone else's, when does the Hellblade 2 reviews drop? Because it's out in 10 days, isn't it? Surely they're playing it.
Yeah.
Did you?
They'd be playing it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Did you end up getting the key there?
Me? No. Like I could maybe get Bethesda keys. But I don't get many keys because I don't really reviewing is not my thing.
Yeah.
I've done one or two reviews, but like it's just I just fucking hate being forced to play something and then
exactly
try to beat it, and then I did start doing like keys and reviews, and I was like, I'm just not doing this because this sucks the fucking fun out of it. So if I start working for a publication or something one day, then maybe I'll do that. But fuck that.
Yeah, that's what me and Ink were saying. Like, actually, that if we ever go down that route, we're not gonna review the game straight away within the 2 weeks. We're just gonna take our time, play it, enjoy it, have a few of it for the next couple of months, and then just drop something afterwards. Like, oh, this game's like this.
Yeah, definitely. If I was going to review, like when I reviewed Elden Ring, like all the reviews are already out. But I just did my review because I wanted to sort of break it down for myself.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, I reckon.
All right. So before we end this show, I did this the last guest as well. In your Australian accent, all right? Can you say the following? Luke, I am your father. But say it like a pure Australian. Yeah.
It's a bit weird. Luke, I am your father.
Mate.
You gotta do it with the nasal.
Yeah, bro.
I am your father.
Yeah, and you gotta add the mate to the end. Mate, I'm your father.
Luke, mate. Luke, mate. I'm your father.
I love it. I made the previous guest say, what was it again? I said something, and then he was on spot because we had a voice actor on the show last week, and he said it on point. What was it again? Was it EA Sports?
Yeah, no, we got Umbra to say EA Sports.
Yeah, I had Umbra to say EA Sports.
That was hilarious.
Oh yeah, he does do that good stuff. He wants to do voice acting.
Yeah, he did say that.
I don't think he's like made he hasn't done portfolio and any of that stuff. So he needs to get his ass into gear. I'll kick his ass into gear again.
Say the boys on PNX kicked his ass as well.
Yeah, we got
an Aussie boot.
boys, we gotta tee it up once the Black Ops, Call of Duty start dropping in into the Game Pass. We gotta tee it up. We've gotta do something about my dilemma here. This controller is not going to be kicking anyone's ass, just mine, and I need I need to prove a point.
Yeah, hit me up. I think you guys have got me on Xbox or not? Have you?
I think so. I have I'm following like 1,000 people, so I'm pretty sure you're one of them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so we should tee it up. Maybe get like Umbra and stuff. Like maybe do like a private match or whatever.
He doesn't play COD.
Oh, seriously?
I think he was saying Halo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
okay.
He will not play COD. He's
all right. Before we end this show, actually, there's one more thing I might have to add. Imagine we see a Halo 7 drop.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, bro.
fucking depends on if the studio survives, dude. It doesn't deserve to.
Yeah. 343 getting shut down. Yeah.
Probably 2028. 2030 maybe.
Yeah, next console.
Yeah. Like, well, next console we believe is 2026, but it did say 2028. So, but we think it's 2026. Not sure. But yeah, I think it'll be like Halo's a ways off. And if they fuck this one up, close them down immediately. That's what I would say.
They've been fucking it up since 4.
Yeah, close them down. Give the IP to someone else who'll do right by it. I don't know who that would be, but someone.
Oh, we got the lion waking up. I might have to jump off the shows.
Yeah. All right. Oh,
Yeah.
good. That
I
sounds
was
like
in
a plan.
danger zone. She woke up and she looked at me. She's like, "Shut up, man! You're talking so loud." Like to me. Like, you're talking too loud.
It's a good time to call it quits, mate. Sounds like a
Yeah,
plan.
man. But yeah, if you guys aren't already following, check out Infinite Xbox podcast. When do you guys air? Like, what's the time frames?
8:30 p.m. EST every Friday. 8:30 a.m. Here? PM. EST every Friday. It's too early.
EST.
But anyways,
Every Friday. So if you're in Australia, that's 11 a.m. Every Saturday morning.
Oh, beautiful. Yep.
oh, beautiful.
Beautiful. That sounds
But anyways, guys, I'm gonna jet off. I need an extra hour of sleep at least, because right now I'm running on empty fume.
Yeah. Go get yourself some rest, mate. We shall see each other soon. And thank you, Riska, for coming on, brother. It was a fun time today, man.
Would love to have you back on the show though, like
Yeah, 100%.
in due time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this was a solid like a show that we had.
One of our longest episodes, I'd say.
It is the longest actually.
Is it?
It's the longest.
There you go. It's just Aussies talking shit. That's why.
Nearly 4-hour episodes when I started. I'm like, we got to cut this down to 2.
Oh no, that me and Tans, that's what we do. We're like, cut it off. That's a cut off. Like whatever we're gonna speak about, it's not that important.
Yeah, normally we cut it off around 9:15 or 9 o'clock. But when there's like legitimate information that we're really interested, it might go a bit longer than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this case, this was that situation.
Yeah.
The information that came out of this brother, man, he said opinion based, so I put down my notebook.
There'll be some facts in here. I was listening like a hawk.
I like how Nick said that before in one of his episodes. He's like, people gonna clip this. Don't take this as 100% guarantee. And then boom, within 10 minutes, people clipped it and they're like, yes.
Oh, I do it every time he says, don't clip this. I clip it and put it on there.
Oh, that's funny, right?
We know the mole. We know who the mole is.
Yeah, just to piss him off. If I don't do it, Bradwood Fight does it, but I always do it just to give him the shits, and then I usually send him in a fuck. Actually, I had to get ready for that. And then I usually send him shit if his team loses. Fucking Collingwood. You guys obviously don't watch AFL.
I haven't been watching much of AFL, but NRL, I've been like,
GWS used to train in my gym when
You
fucking
guys are
Falau was
Rug-
there. And I'm a Swannies fan, so... Sorry.
and I'm playing him today, so I've got to send him a message and tell him to suck my dick.
Oh, that's funny.
He's gonna get smashed. 16.
Ah.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
guys,
As
I got another.
as long as Collingwood don't fucking win it, I'm happy.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
No, it's good.
And yeah,
Thanks,
absolutely come back. Yeah, let me know.
Sounds good.
Sweet. Thanks, boys. You guys were amazing. I'll see you guys whenever you come down to Sydney, or if I ever come down to Western Australia, we can talk games.
Sounds
Absolutely.
good. Sounds